Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. We're Monica and Yoshi. We're two fitness pros and yoga master teachers here in New York City. And in today's video, it's all about how to work out the hips, especially the outer and the inner thighs. We will give you 3 blocks which build on top of each other, and along the way we'll give you a few tips. So if you want, follow along. So enjoy the video. Don't forget to subscribe, and just on the side, if you want to deepen your yoga practice or you want to teach yoga as a professional yoga instructor, check our yoga teacher training at fitflavorcourses.com. I will leave a link in the description box below. So before we do the first block, let me explain all 5 exercises and what you have to be aware of. The first one, single knee to chest. So get comfortable, lay down, bring your right knee in, hold onto your right shin bone with both hands next to each other. Your left leg is extended like 2-3 inches off the mat, point or flex your feet. Lift your head and your shoulders slightly off the mat. Now with your next exhalation, bring your right knee a little closer. Breathe in first, then get ready and switch, hold on to your left shin bone. And this is what we do 12 times once we go and start with our first block. So basically the idea is to increase mobility and flexibility, and with that range of motion into the joint. Get some lubrication and some nutrition into it as well. Just make sure that each time when you switch your legs that the belly button is pulled down, and with that your lumbar spine stays on the mat. For our next exercise, I want you to keep your right leg long on the floor and take your left knee and cross over. Put your right hand onto the knee, extend your left arm away from you, keep it shoulder level and look towards your left hand. Lots of people have tight muscles in the lower back or even problems with the lumbar spine. So let's bring the awareness to a muscle we call the QL, the quadratus lumborum, a muscle group we have in the lower back, which helps us to keep the pelvis leveled, for example, when we walk or when we balance on one foot, like we do in yoga when we go into a tree pose. Now, stay here for a minute, then when you're ready, I want you to cross over to the other side. Refocus again on how you breathe. I would recommend to inhale for 4 counts and lengthen the exhalation using 6 counts. When you lengthen the exhalation, you actually activate the parasympathetic nervous system, and with that you send a signal and message throughout the body so the muscles can let go. For our third exercise, we continue with pelvis and core stabilization, and we're going for side crunches. So bring both knees over to the right side, keep your legs on top of each other, flex your feet and bring your hands to the side of your forehead. Lift your upper body 12 times. Just make sure that you also lift the right side of the shoulder, because the right side of the upper body is connected to the left side of the pelvis via the internal obliques. And with that, we create this desired stabilization before we work the outer thighs. For our first outer thigh exercise, I want you to use a towel. So if you have one, fold it up 4 times and then place it between your upper arm and your head so you have space for the right side of the shoulder. And for body stabilization, bring your left hand to the floor right in front of the belly button. Keep your knees bent and your feet flexed. Now lift your left leg up 12 times to around hip level. Now here, for example, we activated TFL, the tensor fasciae latae, which starts on the lateral top part of the pelvis, runs down the femur, turns into the IT band, goes below the knee joint, is then attached on the tibia. If you have strong outer thigh muscle, you can jump, run and do balancing poses in yoga. Now with the last exercise of the first round, we're going for the inner thighs. Extend your right leg, bring your left knee in front of you to the floor, pull the belly button in so you create core and pelvis stability, and then lift your right leg 12 times. And just on the side, it's not about how high you can lift your right leg, it's about how much of a length you can create. And this is super helpful if you like yoga, dance, or do calisthenics exercises like, for example, handstands. Now, of course, the last 2 exercises we did on the right side, now we repeat on the left side. So Monica is going to the first round, and if you like to practice, follow along. Now for the second round, we're going to step it up a notch and we're going for 12 bicycle crunches. So I want you to lay down, pull that belly button down, and each time when you bring your knee in, try to connect with the opposite elbow. Now, this is not just a great exercise for the abdominals, it's also excellent for the hip flexors. Now with our second exercise, we have our first challenge. We're going for 12 clamps. So roll over to the right side, come into your right forearm, place your left hand onto the pelvis, bend your knees and flex your feet. And by the way, if you have sensitive knees, take the towel underneath your right knee. Now with the core stability from the first round, I want you to lift your pelvis, and with every lift, open the knees and squeeze the tush. Now with the next exercise, we're going for the inner thigh, so stay on the right side. And just on the side, if you have a yoga block, use the block. Or 2 or 3 books and put a towel on top of it. So come into your right forearm, place your left hand in front of the belly button to the floor, take your left foot in front of the right thigh, and we're going for 12 lifts. Now with every lift, I want you to make sure that your right leg is long and you shoot the energy out of your right heel. And of course, we're going to repeat the last 2 exercises also over on the left side. We start our third block with flutter kicks on a block. So sit on a block, bring your hands behind you, extend your legs in front of you, flex your feet and turn them out. This is a great exercise for the psoas, the hip flexor muscle, but also for the quads and the abdominals and your QL. Remember the muscle group I mentioned in the first round, the quadratus lumborum we have in our lower back. So we're doing 12 flutter kicks on each side. Just make sure the belly button is pulled in, your chest is open and your spine is straight. And by the way, if you like yoga, this is a great preparation for a boat pose. Now for our second exercise, we go back to the outer thighs, but this time we use an external force, a resistance band. So before you roll over to the right side, get your left foot into the band, take the band underneath your right leg, bend your knees and roll over. Just make sure that your pelvis is perpendicular to the floor. Now with your left hand, hold onto the resistance band and place your left hand between the belly button and your rib cage. You can always adjust the resistance by moving your hand high up towards the ribs or lower towards the belly button. Now 12 times, lift your left leg up and down. So stay on the right side, and to intensify our inner thigh workout, we're going to side plank. Now come up on your right hand, lift your hips up, keep your legs straight, get your left foot behind your right foot, and we focus only on the front leg, the right leg. Now 12 times lift your right leg up without sinking in your shoulders or your hips. And once we are done, we repeat the last two exercises on the left side. And of course, when we work the outer thighs and the inner thighs and the front of the hips, we also have to work the backside. So let me give you a bonus pose, an assisted bird dog. We will do it with a resistance band. If you don't have one, that's fine too. So wrap the resistance band around your right foot, come on your hands in your knees, keep it with your right hand onto the mat. Now extend your right leg behind you and your left arm in front of you. Bring your knee and your elbow closer together. Just make sure that you have a little tension in your band left. Each time when you lift your right leg up, don't forget to squeeze the glutes. We repeat this 12 times on each side. And if you like the sequence and to get the most out of it, repeat it 2 or 3 times. And to finish our hip workout, we're going for a stretch, a pigeon pose. An excellent pose to open up all 4 areas of the hips we just worked on. And not only that, yogis believe that emotions and energies can be stuck in the hips. So if you want to de-stress and let go, go into a pigeon pose, stay there for like 2 to 3 minutes, then switch the side. If you have any questions or comments, leave in a comment box below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button, and we'll see you in our next video. Tschüss!